All right, hey, what's going on, Freedomers? All right, so in this session, we're gonna be talking about the law of cause and effect. Um, Law number 6 in the Hermetic seven Hermetic principles. The next law is the law of gender. All right, so because 6 is also ruled by Virgo, reaction, daily habits, or daily positions. Um, so first thing would be no such thing happens without explanation, or no such thing happens without explanation. Um, I totally agree with that, and I think when you look at the six, which is ruled by Virgo, a lot of people aren't paying attention to their lives, meaning they're paying attention to the details of their life. So if you were paying attention to the details of your life, you would know nothing happens without explanation, because I wouldn't say everything, because I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe today, and he was like, not everything you need to know, not everything you can control, not everything you understand, not everything you can explain. Um, but I would say most things in your life you can explain if you pay attention to the details of your life, of why you are where you are. I would say about 60 to 80% of your life, you can logically explain why you are where you are, etc., etc. Um, Two would be um, every cause has an effect. Similar to one, every cause has an effect. Like if you're a good person, good things happen to you, and every cause has an effect. Like, in other words, also, if you pay attention to the details of your life, set by rule by Virgo, your daily habits cause daily effects on your life. Also, even as I explain in um, point number 8, where I say that you have to have a positive effect to have a negative to you have to have a positive you have to have a positive effect. To have a positive effect, you have to have a negative cause. Um, and when I say negative cause, negative doesn't always mean a bad thing. Negative can mean something that takes away from you, um, or brings you pain. Because some people, including myself, in the words of Ajna, follow your pain. If you don't know what your purpose is, follow your pain. And underneath it, or the negative, follow your pain, and that's where you know where your purpose is. When you unravel all of your hurts and your the things that brought you the most distraught. I think even Abraham Hicks calls it. I forgot what she calls it. She calls it. I forgot what she calls it, but basically a position of out of alignment. Um, Three. Yeah. Three would be you must think to the highest effect to cause a new effect. When I was doing my research on that, I had to understand. It said one of the beauties about this law of cause and effect is if any effect is happening in your life, um, if any effect is happening in your life, you must think of a higher cause than the actual your current circumstances. Meaning, in the simplest of words, you must think higher than your current causes, the current effects of your life, to cause another reaction to affect something else, to cause another effect. So, if the effects of your life is that you're poor, you don't have no money, you must think of a higher cause, to bring another effect into your life, um, because no no cause has no every cause has an effect. So usually, if you're rich, you had a higher cause, whether it be you wanted to get out of poverty, etc., etc. Um, Four is you must have purpose. You must have purpose. No, excuse me. You have purpose according to this law. So in the example of you have purpose according to this law, because um, the cause of your parents having you means you have a purpose here to affect the planet. So the fact that you a cause between your parents, have birthing you, having sex and birthing you, you have you have to have a certain effect on the world, whether that be your own family, et cetera, et cetera. Because no two beings will come together for no reason, because every cause has an effect. So you must have some sort of purpose, because you were bought out. Because if you're an effect of two people coming together, you must have a cause. That's good. Okay, so yeah, if two people came together for a certain cause, whether it be they were in lust, whatever the case may be, and they out of the effect of that cause they had you must also have a cause individually. So by default, that means you have a purpose because you are in effect. So you must have a cause in being here, or you would not be here. Um, five. Um, Unconscious and conscious choices. Like, for instance, I'm deeply battling with my old self, my past circumstances, growing past my current mind, etc., etc. Um, and I had to um, I had to get out of my unconscious, like, oh, I'm just gonna relax and like DM people, etc., etc., and consciously make the choice to make this live, because I have an unconscious habit of being distracted, um, and this habit is also ruled. This law, excuse me, this principle is ruled by choice. Rest number 6. Yeah, ruled by choice or willpower. So every choice that you make has a cause and effect, no matter how much you want to put it. Um, every thought, every feeling has a cause and effect on your life. So everything. So this law is activated by your choice, based on your choices. So that also helps you understand, because you have a purpose on this planet. Um, you have to make certain choices in your life to make that purpose a reality. So you have to make conscious choices that become unconscious, meaning they become such a habit that your purpose has a positive effect that was probably come out of the negative. The next law is a law of gender. Simply, everything is masculine and feminine on this planet. Um, 10. Uh, Nothing happens without this. Let yourself allow let yourself allow to receive. Like, I was watching Elliot Hulse, one of my mentors, who's really spiritually growing, and I love it. Sometimes you don't need to cause anything. Um, that could be ruled just by life in general, and then effects start happening. Like, in other words, he said to let just sometimes he was advising an 18-year-old about learning the purpose of his life. And he and I, being an Aries, we like to go get stuff a lot. So that means that we like to cause things so effects can happen in our life. And he said you got to get to a point at times where you just allow life to cause things, so it can unravel in your life. It can have an effect. He said you don't have to be do all the time. You can just let life unravel. If you be patient enough with your life, it will unravel. Um, and last but not least, you must break the old self image. And Kanye West said something in an interview. He said the problem is, and I'll write this word down. He said the problem is people's perception of themselves. He said it's not, and a lot, like, for instance, a lot of rappers, are created because of cause and effect. They're not like there's a lot of rappers. A lot of rappers. A lot. Let me actually erase this. Some of this. A lot of rappers don't rap. They act. Let me tell you what that means. A lot of rappers do not rap. They act because they are, of course, because of this law. They are just causes and effects. Like they are here to control public opinion and and that also follows two laws. This, like I said, mentioned below, the law of gender. A lot of rappers, um, that better? Yeah. A lot of rappers control perception, mixed with mix the law of gender, meaning everything has a masculine and a feminine. That's why you see, even at the recent gala, there was men wearing dresses. Um, and they are causing some, because when you mess with the law of gender, for instance, because of perception, let's say when you have men wearing dresses, that causes a behavior because or causes an acceptance of behavior, which means that which affects how people think about themselves. So you have this foolishness, which is, when I say it's foolishness, because it is against the law of gender. Everything has a masculine and a feminine. You might have both in you. You might have some more than the other in you or whatever, but everything has a masculine and a feminine. So when you mix up this law, you create perception that it's okay to be that everything is okay. Now, because the subconscious mind does not respond to force, it responds to suggestion. So because the subconscious mind suggests to perception, suggestion, you must kindly and you must suggest this perception through images, because the one of the languages of your subconscious mind is images, right? So one of the things that I do early in the morning is I look at pictures of money when I first wake up, because your subconscious mind speaks to images, and that's how I manifested $30,000 at one point, because I constantly woke up and went to sleep looking at images. Images. Where did I put it? Was the images to change my perception about money due to the suggestion. I did not force my mind to say, you're going to get $1 billion or whatever the item is. I suggest to my subconscious mind that we're going to welcome money based on the perception of seeing money over and over and over and over and thinking certain thoughts, and having that seeing money having a cause on my mind so the effects can manifest in my universe. But so like I said, a lot of rappers don't rap, they act. So they're just controlling perception. They're there to deceive you a lot. That's not to get too deep into that, but how do you wrap that up with business? A lot of business, because that's what hip hop is, just a big business, is here to control perception due to the cause and effect So you must cause a certain reaction or even a certain behavior reaction to affect certain things. So if you don't get up and like for instance, people might say, "Oh, you don't have all the money in the world, so you're not a teacher, etc., etc." And this is not the truth, because to change the perception of my bank account, I must uh, I must follow this law of gender, which is masculine going out and going and going and going in to get it, so I can receive the positive of the feminine. So, um, so if you want to learn more as far as marketing is concerned, uh, shit. If you want to learn more about marketing, you can go to bit.ly. Go to the link below. As you can see, bit.ly/your online domination in caps. Because remember, like I said, everything is affected by the law of cause and effect.